Hello, my name is Anneshia Freeman. I'm also known as the Locksmith because I make keys for people who are locked up in their minds. I'd like to welcome you to 5 Minutes with the Locksmith, which is a video that I make once a week. I've been away for a while completing some other projects, but I'm back to making the videos. So today I want to talk about a dysfunctional unconscious belief that I have nicknamed as the keep starting over lie. Now, whenever you hear Anneshia Freeman, aka the Locksmith, talk about a lie, a dysfunctional unconscious belief, or an issue, as I use those terms interchangeably, I'm referring to negative unconscious beliefs that were programmed into our minds during the formative years. That's why they refer to those critical foundation years as the formative years, because the way you're going to think later in life is created during that critical time period. Now, it can be impacted later in life, and that's what I specialize in, cognitive restructuring. But for the most part, people's unconscious belief system is created during the formative years. So the lie that we're going to talk about today, that I've nicknamed the keep starting over lie, is everything has to be just right and methodical and fall into place perfectly, or the entire thing is wrong. And actually, if you can see from I don't know if the glare of the camera, but this is my live truth cards that people who go through my program or buy my products online, this is one of the lies. And so I call it the keep starting over lie, because this lie, it mimics obsessive compulsive disorder. This lie makes people throw out the baby with the bathwater. That's one of the ways this lie affects people, and why I call it the keep starting over lie, because the lie is saying everything has to be methodical, just right, and fall into place perfectly, or the entire thing's wrong. So this lie makes people trash projects because one little component didn't fall into place perfectly, or one thing didn't go exactly the way they thought it should go. So they're always starting projects over again. Another way this dysfunctional unconscious belief affects people is that it makes them panic when things don't fall into place perfectly. I call it the panic now dilemma. Oh my God, that didn't fall into place. That didn't happen. Oh no, what are we going to do? And whenever you go into a panic state, in most cases, it triggers, excuse me, the alarm system in your brain. And the alarm state in your brain, it shuts down the part of your brain that can think and make good decisions, that can think concretely through problems and obstacles and help you come up with solutions. So this is a very, very dysfunctional unconscious belief. Another way that this lie affects people is it causes analysis paralysis. So there's some people who can, that the lie doesn't affect like that, and they actually start the project and just keep tossing it because it didn't fall into place perfectly. But each of these lies, a person, lots of different people can be afflicted by the same lie, and it affects them differently. So I've seen this lie cause analysis paralysis in some people. So they're sitting there methodically planning projects and a book they're going to write, or a project they're going to do, or a business they're going to start, and they will just plan, because the lie is telling them you've got to get this plan so perfect that everything will be just right and fall into place perfectly. So every time they think they got the plan just right, the lie will tell them, well, you better double check, you better make sure. So what's the solution? Locksmith, you're telling us, well, let me read the functional, because this is a dysfunctional belief. So let me read the functional belief that's on the back of the card. In a perfect make-believe world, everything will be flawless and fall into place without a hitch. In the real world, there will be problems and pieces of the puzzle that don't fit, but that doesn't mean that I have to scrape the entire project. It just means that I need to work on the part of the picture that isn't right. People who are successful have the ability to sort out what is working from what is not, and concentrate on correcting what needs correcting, while congratulating themselves on what they are doing right. Life is a process of ups, downs, highs, lows, rights, and wrongs. I refuse to continue throwing the baby out with the bathwater. Very few things fall into place perfectly. I can and will learn how to compartmentalize. Separate the good from the bad. Okay. Well, that's all for today's 5 minutes with the locksmith. I went over. I'm at like 5 minutes and 30 seconds now. If you want to get in touch with me or learn more about my work, my website is AnnesiaConsulting.com. Anneshia is spelled ANNESHIA. AnnesiaConsulting.com. And the name of my company is Anneshia Freeman and Associates Consulting Services, LLC. I'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.